What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today we're going to discuss everything wrong with the Death Note film that was recently released as a Netflix original. Let's start with the obvious. In the Netflix film, Light is portrayed as the stereotypical woe is me teenage nerd who comes complete with a dead mother, bully issues, girly screams, premarital sex, and more. In the animated series, which is also on Netflix, which I highly recommend, Light is portrayed as a much more calm, cool, and collected figure. He is a popular teenager who is at the top of his class, a skilled athlete, and a tactical mastermind. Upon discovering the book, Light in the animated series conducts several controlled experiments to determine the capabilities of the Death Note and then takes charge. His vision to create a new world in his image dictates his methodical strategy to become a god. Light in the Netflix film? Not so much. One thing that I found unforgivable was the fact that this version of Light was a bit sloppy. Not only was he incredibly influenced by his female counterpart Misa, Mia, he was incredibly emotional. Although he had the ultimate say in things, it never truly seemed like he was the one in charge. Second, the Death Note itself has several additional rules, warnings, and history that did not really jive with the manga. For one, the Shinigami, Ryuk, seemed to be relegated to a more subservient role. In the beginning of the film, he mentions a new rule and says that if the current keeper of the book is away for 7 days, then Ryuk must seek a new owner. The addition of this rule alone would have single-handedly derailed some of the strategic plays that Light made in order to undergo surveillance for long stretches and more. The most offensive discrepancy of all is that the owner of the Death Note had the ability to write down the name of the Shinigami Ryuk. Ryuk even made mention that the closest that anyone ever got to writing the 4 letters of his name never made it more than halfway. Now how could a mortal kill a Shinigami, a god of death, the owner of the Death Note? Oh, Netflix. Let's move on to the next point. In the animated series, Light was given the name Kira by the public, primarily due to the fact that the Death Note phenomena began in Japan. As a result, Killer in Japanese sounded colloquially like Kira, and the name then took form. There was no Russian or Celtic influence. Our boy Light was Japanese born and bred. The fourth point that I'd like to mention was regarding Light in the Netflix film and his left-handedness. In the manga, Light was not left-handed. He was actually ambidextrous. This is demonstrated when he was completing his homework with his right hand, but then filling out names on a sliver of paper from the Death Note in his pocket with his left hand, doing this simultaneously to avoid surveillance. The fifth point I'm going to bring up is about Misa, the pop star in Japan. She was transformed into a power-hungry fuck buddy named Mia. Not the submissive, eager-to-please Misa that halved her longevity not once, but twice, in order to gain the Shinigami Eyes ability and serve the love of her life, the one she admired and obeyed, Light. Although there are a handful of other minor offenses, I felt that this was the last one worth mentioning. The absence of Mello and Nier were crucial in the film. The two aforementioned individuals were also raised as part of an experiment, similarly to L, to shape these young children into the world's greatest detectives. Sorry, Batman. All in all, I'd like to end this video stating that I absolutely love the direction that the film took, and highly recommend it to anyone. I can appreciate the artistic differences in style and presentation that Netflix took when recreating this classic manga series into a film, but I strongly urge you to watch the source material and see exactly how it was originally intended. Not only will this broaden your perspective, but you'll be able to truly appreciate both pieces of art and their respective forms of media. Now that's all for this one, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and as always, it's the Inhuman One, signing out. Welcome to my universe.